Camera for Cam's Mortgage Minute on Monday, November 19th. Hey, what's the world coming to? Twinkies? They're coming to an end? I heard last week near the end of the week, and actually got some updates today, that Hostess, the company that makes Twinkies, was basically going to be sold in bankruptcy court, and Twinkies were going to be no more. That's right. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with it, they're just a tasty, cream-filled golden sponge cake. Now, quite honestly, it sounds probably a lot more fancy. Well, I've tried them, and I've eaten them when I was younger. I try to avoid them now because they're not calorie-wise probably that great for you, nor with what all goes in there. But for some reason, they taste darn good. Anyway, it looks like our health-conscious society we're living in, there was less demand. But more than that, there were some other issues with the brand. It seemed like there was some issues related to what they had to contribute for retired workers. This seems to be something that's cropping its head, as I've mentioned to you once or twice before, with our federal government and other levels of government, is basically the funding requirements for retired workers and what one has to put into it. And in the case of Hostess alone, the company had been contributing $100 million a year in pension costs for workers that had now retired, and was looking to reduce that to somewhere around $25 million a year, in addition to wage cuts and everything else. Not only that, but the management on their end weren't doing a fantastic job either, because in the spring it was revealed that dozens of executives had received pay hikes up to 80% last year, even as the company was struggling. So that, coupled with the resistance from the union of not wanting to take what was being offered, caused a whole bunch of strife and led to the plants and everything else being shut down. And the company filed a motion to liquidate Friday. That means that the shuttering effect really meant a loss of about 18,500 jobs. Hostess employs at its Hostess has 33 factories and roughly 500 bakery outlets. So that's a ton of stuff. Now, for you Canadians who might be worried, I've been told that Saputo brand has a license for the Twinkies in Canada, so Twinkies would live on. And apparently, like I said, somebody in the US, there's lots of interest in Hostess brand, so somebody will probably pick them up. And for all of you who have a fetish for those things and just love that wonderful sponge-filled delight, it will continue on. And again, if you're in the US and you can't seem to get it, hey, we'll ship it to you from Canada. Might cost a little more, we might charge a little extra, but come on, that kind of goodness, who'd want to pass up on it? Anyway, it's a sign of the times. It's different pressures that we've talked about before. We're seeing it in the auto industry, the effects of pension benefits, the effects of what retired workers have, the impact they have on a company. And I mean, certainly this is going to rear its ugly head when it comes to our civil servants, for sure, because this is something I've talked about before. There is such a huge undervalued, unfunded liability as far as pensions and retired workers go. We're certainly going to see it come certainly to more force in the next few years as the baby boomers retire and more people opt for taking it a little easier. Anyway, I guess when we're going through all these debates and we're suffering and we're fighting through what's going to happen, hopefully we'll have these sweet little Twinkies and ho-hos and all that other wonderful stuff on the side. Anyway, it's been Cam for Cam's Mortgage Minute. I'll come back to you tomorrow and we'll see what we're talking about then.